everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Ripple Effect Podcast. My name is Daniel. I've got Brian Sevitz next to me, and we are so glad that you are here with us. We have an abbreviated episode for you this week because of summer things going on, but we are here nonetheless, and we are glad that you've joined us. Before we get into everything, we got the top three and the spotlight of the week. We have our sponsor of the week, and Brian Sevitz has our sponsor of the week.
I am sponsored today by Throat Comfort Soothes the Throat Tea because my allergies the last week is like last weekend just went crazy, and I'm singing like a bass. Every morning I can barely talk, and I try to sing, and it is ridiculous. And then I drink some of that tea, and I get things moving, and feel a little bit better. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go in and get a shot or something. But
listen, some people have been saying they've had a summer cold going on. And first of all, I disagree with that terminology. If it's summer, it can't be cold. So it should be the summer virus. And Macy is wrong because she thinks that it needs to be called summer cold. But
it may not be a virus.
It's weird. I guess so.
Summer sickness.
Yeah, but people, they've been getting like coughs and like congestion. So maybe there's just allergies. Mm-hmm. I never knew what allergies were until I moved to the Midwest.
Oh.
Like I never...
Yeah.
That wasn't a thing.
And there's... Like I love where we live. I love all the seasons and everything. But a lot of these allergy kind of things go away. Like when I visit Florida, Colorado, and I'm like... If there was ever something tempting, like I do feel better. So then we go on vacation, getting away from all that stuff in this area.
Mm-hmm. Is it just the pollen? What is it?
I guess so.
I don't know. Well, we hope that you're not struggling too bad with your allergies or whatever that is going on over there. But there you go, the sponsor of the week. Drink some tea, and hopefully you're not feeling too bad. Although it is a hot day for tea.
Oh, yeah.
Iced tea would be better.
Uh-huh.
Hot tea, not so much. Well, we want to recap this last week. This past week, we talked about our intentional family, and we were kind of wrapping up chapter 7 of Corinthians. My favorite part of Sunday was we had a prayer time over couples, and I never know how that's going to go. But Ed and Sarah Lewis, during first service, did a great job praying over people, and then Dale and Sue Samp did a great job praying over people as well. And that was kind of a highlight for me. Mm-hmm. And then a second highlight was we had a young guy named Dakota join the church during second hour. I think, it was second hour.
Yeah.
And he shared a little testimony, and I thought he did a great job sharing his story. So those are my highlights of Sunday. What were your highlights?
Probably the same. I mean, we had a choir, I'm going to start calling it a small ensemble. Because 8 people does not make a choir.
No.
But they sounded good.
They did.
I went up to Dakota afterwards, and I was like, there are just so many people in the church that we don't know their story. Mm-hmm. Like, I had no clue about a lot of those details that he shared. Mm-hmm. And when people join the church, a lot of times you give them a chance, and you don't ever know exactly what they're going to say. Yeah. They may just talk about their work or whatever, and all that's good. But it's cool when someone, the first time a lot of people are meeting them, or when they join, they're really sharing some big part of their journey with Jesus, and it's cool when they do that.
Yeah, he did. I had asked him to just think about sharing why he follows Jesus, and that was cool. He's the Acts 18, or not 18, but the shipwreck of Paul, and how we talked about it being such a historically accurate thing, and then that was such a weird, not a weird, but like you don't think about that as being reasons why people would consider Jesus. I usually think more like inspiring things, not, hey, this was historically accurate, you should consider this.
Yeah.
But he did a great job. So if you missed that testimony, if you missed the prayer time, if you've missed any of the sermons, you can go back to tlcc.church and you can catch up on them, or you can see it on YouTube or Facebook and catch up with the services there. Also, if there's something that you maybe were like, man, I really wanted prayer for this, or I wanted to talk to someone about this issue, you can always write into the office at tlcc.church. Let us know what's going on, and we'd love to connect with you and pray with you that way. All right, we have a top 3 of the week that you need to know about. One is, 2 are kind of redundant, and then there's a third new one. The first is VBS supplies, all the fish on the wall. My wife made fun of me. I don't know if your wife makes fun of you, but my wife made fun of me. Because last week I kept saying fishes.
Yeah.
There's fishes on the wall. Apparently the plural for fish is not fishes. I'm 34.
I guess it's not.
I'm 34 years old and I have been saying it wrong all my life. Apparently it's just fish. There's multiple fish on the wall. Someone tell me if I'm right or wrong here. But Macy was making fun of me. What are the fish on the wall for?
Things you can either buy or things you can bring in and loan us for VBS. We've been talking about it, and some of the fish are disappearing, which is good. A lot of them are coming back, or the stuff that they represented are coming back because the corner of the lobby is getting very full of stuff. And then if you come in the office between now and VBS, it just keeps filling up, and we're sorry you trip over all these supplies. We don't have anywhere else to put them.
Yeah, this is not a normal office where things stay the same. It's a ever-evolving, changing.
It just now kind of got cleaned out from the camp prep, and now it's just going to start filling up with VBS.
And then that'll go away, and then fall stuff will come in, and that'll go away, then Christmas stuff will come in. And it's just never ending, which is fine. That's the way it's supposed to be. So I love VBS time because you can participate even if you're not able to be here for VBS. And I love how different people are able to participate and help. There's so many different items that you can bring and loan to us or buy. So you can grab a fish on the wall and take it home. It's got the item that we need on it, and that will help us out a lot. Or you can go to your email, and you'll see an email from us that has a QR code. The last couple that we've sent out have had the QR code. Scan that, and it takes you to the Amazon wish list. And then there's items there that you can purchase as well.
I can put the wish list in the comments too. So if you're on here and you're like, I want to donate something, I'll put the link. And I assume there's still things on there. Last year we announced it, and then it was already sold out.
That's the way I like to do it, because you can just order it, and I don't have to worry. I always have good intentions about bringing it in and all that, and I forget. But if you order from Amazon, it just gets sent right here. So the second thing to know is the Barber Community coming up June 30th, which is this coming Sunday at 6 p.m. We're going to have a meal and some games and some time of testimony and sharing. And really, it's a relaxing evening. It's not supposed to be high stress. We're all going to be together, enjoying some food. We are going to provide the meat, so we'll have hot dogs and brats and some barbecue food. But we are asking you to bring 2 things. Bring a chair if you'd like a chair. We'll set up some stuff outside, but bring a chair if you want to have your own chair. And then bring a side of food to share with those around you. So it's kind of like a half potluck.
Yeah.
Like a partial.
And we will have some drinks like water or lemonade or something. Okay. If you are a person that wants Pepsi or Dr. Pepper or something, bring it with you, because we won't be providing all those things.
Not the fancy stuff. Just the normal stuff.
I guess for summer we should do iced tea.
Iced tea. Yeah. But if you, we'd love to see you out here. It's just a time of fellowship. Sometimes with first service and second service, you don't always get to see everybody. You don't always get to mingle with everybody. It's just a low stress, enjoy some food, talk with people, and maybe connect with some people that you haven't met before. The final thing, and this is our spotlight for the week, is Serve Day is coming up soon. We are doing Serve Day on August 25th. All right.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
keep talking.
The last
Sunday in August.
It's the last Sunday in August, August 25th, and that's going to be our spotlight for the week, because Serve Day is always an interesting day for me. It is a fun, energetic, go into the community. It's weird because you're not doing your normal services. You don't always get to see everybody. The team that you're on is the people that you get to see. I think Serve Day matters because it reminds us that church is more than just what we typically do. And you can interact with other Christians, and you can connect with God in a different way. And it just reminds us of those things. So that's why it's important for me. Do you have any reasons of why you like? We don't have to do it. Like we could we can do away with it if we want to. Is there reasons for you that you think this is why we do it?
Well, some of them are the same. Gets out of the routine. It emphasizes, obviously one of the things certainly doesn't have to be true is that we do it Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we serve all the time. I mean, we have people in our church serving others all the time.
Right.
And I don't just mean serving within the church. That's a very important, obligation that we should feel as Christians is to serve one another in the church.
Right.
But we also have people who serve all the time, people outside the church.
Yeah.
Doing it Sunday morning might introduce some people to serving outside the church in a way that they never thought they could just do on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And then they keep doing that.
Yeah.
Things like the community kitchen or helping out at the public schools or there's been so many variety of projects that we do. And then some of those end up carrying on beyond just that week. But there's something about getting outside of our routine, because we have usually an abbreviated service that looks a lot different. It's more of a kickoff to the day. And we're not discounting the value of our gathering every week at all, but we can also sometimes get in a rut or just feel like, well, we have to do church in the same way every week. It's also, serve day for us from the leader's perspective and for you all as the congregation, it's a day that we've set aside.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that we may not ever get you to come in on Saturday morning or some other day of the week because your schedule's so crazy.
Yeah. And life is, and I do think that part is important of saying like designating a day that is usually reserved for other things, but we're designating it for this specific purpose of serving others. Mm-hmm. And I think there's something important about setting aside something, almost like calling it sacred, setting it aside, saying it matters enough to have a heart that is willing to serve others because of what Jesus did for us.
And we can, by the way, still do on that day all the things that ought to be a part of our Sunday gathering. And we do. If you come and take advantage of it, we do the breaking of bread, we pray, we fellowship. All those things still happen that day. They're just in a little different way.
Yeah. Well, that leads us into the spotlight, and that is Serve Day is coming up, and we'd love to hear from you different ideas of projects. We've been doing this now. This will be our 6th year of Serve Day, and we've done a bunch of different things in a bunch of different ways, and some of the projects have stayed consistent throughout. Some of them have changed. Some of them are similar to others. But the biggest thing is we can sit in a room and think about ideas and talk with people. But it's really helpful when you are seeing needs in the community, you're seeing and interacting with people who have, brought up an idea or an issue, and maybe you thought, hey, our church could help there. Mm-hmm. So we'd love for you either to comment on this video or to message us and say, hey, here's my Serve Day idea of something that we could do as a project. And we're talking... The book is wide open here. We've done everything from picking up trash to building things at people's homes to small projects to singing to writing cards to cooking. Chopping down trees. It's been the gamut of things. So we would love to hear your ideas, and you can send them to us directly, or you can catch us in the hallway. We are going to send out something that you guys can fill out. I assume we'll do some sort of sign up or some sort of idea that you guys can fill out. But we'd love to hear from you. What is your Serve Day idea? What's something that you feel like, if my church did that, I think that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think you should just be encouraged to send it in. Like, by you sending in the project, we are not guaranteeing, we don't know how many we'll get. We don't know the logistics of your project. Mm-hmm. So we're not going to guarantee we're doing everything, but just send it in.
Why not?
We would love to have more projects than we can do. You know what I'm saying?
And if you send it in and we're like, oh, we can't do that project, it might jog our minds to like, oh, okay, we can do that, but in this way.
Yeah. Like last year, a couple of them were really things that we couldn't do on Serve Day. Mm-hmm. We did them other times. We just asked a couple of people, hey, could you go out and do do this project. And so I just encourage you to send it in.
Yeah.
And we prioritize projects that have some unmet need or gap in the community, or that give us interactions
Yeah.
with people that aren't normally in our church or maybe would never walk through our doors.
Yeah.
There's a wide variety of things we do, but if you have a project that would allow us to fill a gap that no one else is meeting,
Yeah.
that's really what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Are things that we can do that nobody else in our community is trying to do that.
Yeah. And let's be honest, it can be very easy to just do things that benefit us as a church.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, we need this project done anyway, so let's get a group of people to do that. Or, the camp needs something done, when we're using that, so let's get that. And those things happen. Serve Day we've tried to keep the focus on, there's plenty of times throughout the year to do those types of projects. Let's try to keep the focus on other people.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe those who need it more than we do. So we'd love to hear your projects, and we'd love for you to start getting excited about it. Jot that date down in your calendar. Our August 25th. Has it been confirmed?
Yep.
It's been confirmed. August 25th, and that's going to be a day where we designate it as a day of service to others. Well, with that being said, the blessing of the week comes from Jesus' example of service. If you remember in the upper room, the Last Supper that he had with his disciples, Jesus did the unthinkable, where he got down, he took the basin and the towel, and he began washing his disciples' feet. And even after some arguing with Peter, they were wondering, why in the world are you doing this? And he says, do you know why I've done this for you? I've given this as an example that if I, your leader, am willing to serve you, go and do the same for others. And the blessing of the week is that even our Lord and Savior was willing to serve us, coming to seek and save that which is lost. But then, because Brian is here, I also have to give a challenge, because it's not just the blessing of the week, it's the challenge of the week. And that is, our part of our responsibility is service to others. And so maybe throughout your day, you can be thinking, not just how has God blessed me and served me, which we should remember that and be grateful for it, but then how do I in turn serve those around me? You're going to have interactions today with people either online or at the grocery store or in person, and how are you able to serve them, maybe even in a small way, to show them the love of Jesus? So there you go, the blessing of the week, and we're so glad that you guys have joined us here on the Ripple Effect podcast. Any final words?
Nope. See you next week.
All right, love you guys. See ya.